I want to talk about this for a while, ladies and gentlemen, because I see a lot of scrutiny happening right now with Jalen Hurts after winning the Super Bowl for the Philadelphia Eagles. And people keep putting Jalen Hurts as not a top 5 quarterback, not a top 10 quarterback. Jalen Hurts can't get it done. Jalen Hurts is not elite. This absolutely has to stop. And I'm going to break it down to you on why it has to stop. Y'all need to stop comparing Jalen Hurts to quarterbacks that have not won a damn thing. What have Josh Allen won as but outside of winning MVP? He cannot beat Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs at all. Same thing for Lamar Jackson. Yes, he won, 2 MVPs? Y'all consider him an elite quarterback, but when it comes to the playoffs, he loses every single time. Make it make sense, ladies and gentlemen. Make it make sense. Because what's making me mad about you, content creators, and these media analysts keep putting these quarterbacks over Jalen Hurts because they stat stuffers and they get to the playoffs. It's been time Lamar Jackson had the number 1 seed and still couldn't sniff a Super Bowl. Keep losing in the divisional playoff. Keep losing in an AFC championship. Same thing for Josh Allen. Keep losing in divisional. Keep losing in the AFC championship. Cannot get to a Super Bowl. He cannot beat Patrick Mahomes, and Lamar can't beat Patrick Mahomes. But there's only 2 quarterbacks was able to do it in the Super Bowl. And that's Tom Brady and Jalen Hurts. But let's talk about it. Even Joe Burrow was able to do it in the playoffs when they went to the Super Bowl and lost to the Rams. At least Joe Burrow been to a Super Bowl. Lamar Jackson never even been to a Super Bowl week. He haven't even been to been on a Super Bowl field where it had the actual logos and stuff of that nature. Yeah, he been there to be entertained and be in street clothes, but he's never been there as a player. And what makes me mad about a lot of these quarterbacks that sit here and are better than Jalen Hurts just knows how to win. He don't care about NFL MVPs. He don't care about league stuff, individual stuff. He is a team person. He loves continuity. He loves consistency. And that's what makes him I wouldn't say he's not better, but he's definitely elite. He's up there with them. People need to stop the madness for Jalen Hurts. And I'm about to break a few things down for y'all, ladies and gentlemen. I'm really about to break a few things down. And y'all not going to like it. Now, in the last 10 years of winning the NFL MVP, we have Cam Newton in 2015, which got smoked by the Denver Broncos. Matt Ryan in 2016 ended up going to the playoffs, but didn't win and didn't even sniff a Super Bowl. In 2017, we could make a case for Tom Brady because he won the MVP in 2017 and beat the Atlanta Falcons in the Super Bowl, coming back from 28-3. Then you got Patrick Mahomes in 2018. 2018, he won it, but who did he lose to in the Super Bowl that year? Tom Brady. That's the first loss that Patrick Mahomes got. Then you have Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson always had a great regular season in 2019. Didn't even sniff a championship or even sniff a playoff win that year as the MVP. Aaron Rodgers won it back-to-back in 2020 and in 2021. He got to the championship games, but lost. He ain't been to a Super Bowl in a long time. He only got 1 Super Bowl under his career. Then you got Patrick Mahomes in 2022, where he won the MVP and won a Super Bowl in 2022. Then you have Lamar Jackson again, ladies and gentlemen. Lamar Jackson back at it and win another MVP. But did he get to the Super Bowl? No. Didn't sniff a Super Bowl in 2023. Losing to the Kansas City Chiefs in the playoffs. That's what makes me crazy about this. And Josh Allen. Josh Allen's the last one to win the MVP, but he lost to Patrick Mahomes. Again. And Josh Allen can win an MVP, but until he gets over that hump and get the monkey off his back, Jalen Hurts is better than Lamar and better than Josh Allen. Yeah, it might be staff stuffers. It might put up the numbers. You can look at the numbers all you want. But when it comes to championships, Jalen Hurts has been to the Super Bowl twice in the last 3 years. Lamar Jackson or Josh Allen have not been there at all. Yeah, they lost. The Philadelphia Eagles lost to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers that year in a wild card. Jalen Hurts didn't play his best game. At one point, the Philadelphia Eagles went after Deshaun Watson. They was trying to get rid of Jalen Hurts. But no, Jalen Hurts kept proving himself over and over again. Now, like I said, Jalen Hurts didn't do this by himself. He still have a tough defense, which Lamar Jackson has a good defense. Josh Allen had a good defense. The Eagles had a good defense. The weapons. How many weapons Josh Allen had with Dalton Kincaid, and then you have Stephon Diggs at one time where you still couldn't win games. You even had Shakir was good this year and still couldn't win games. And then you had James Cook. You still couldn't beat Patrick Mahomes. Baltimore Ravens go out and get Derrick Henry. You went out and get Zay Flowers in the draft. You went out and get Odell Beckham Jr. a couple of years back when you did win the MVP. And it still wasn't enough for you to beat Patrick Mahomes to get to the Super Bowl. Enough said. Enough said. Joe Burrow, yeah, he had a down year this year. But his numbers could have made him MVP. But like I said, it's not all about numbers. It's about winning in the NFL. And when you're winning in the NFL and you're winning championships, you're definitely an elite quarterback. It's that simple. So the 7 players that actually won the league MVP and won a Super Bowl, and it goes all the way back to 1966. Bart Starr did it. In 1978, Terry Bradshaw did it. In 1989, Joe Montana did it. In 1993, it was only one non-QB to do it, to win a Super Bowl and win the league MVP, and that was Emmitt Smith in 1993. In 1999, you had Kurt Warner that was able to do it. In 2017, you had Tom Brady do it. And the last one to do it was Patrick Mahomes in 2022. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about it because none of those players that you consider above Jalen Hurts is not even on this list. Jalen Hurts don't have to win the league MVP to be elite. He doesn't have to win it. He did something that a lot of your elite quarterbacks that y'all put before him already did in the last 3 years. 2 Super Bowl appearances, 4 playoff appearances, and won a championship. And won 2 NFC championships. Josh Allen don't have no AFC championship under his belt. Lamar Jackson doesn't have him under his belt. Joe Burrow has an AFC championship under his belt. I can commend him for that. Jared Goff don't have an NFC championship. Matthew Stafford has an NFC championship. There's only a few that can actually say they could do that. San Francisco 49ers. They have an NFC championship. But y'all need to put Brock Purdy in the top 5 anyway. That's another story for another time. But like I said before, man, the disrespect for Jalen Hurts has to stop. There's no way that you can say this man is not elite when he is elite. Mind you, the Kansas City Chiefs was 15-1 going into the playoffs to get there. First it was the Houston Texans, and then it was the Buffalo Bills. And got to the Super Bowl and got belt to asses by the Philadelphia Eagles. Jalen Hurts had a magnificent game. Magnificent game. But one thing I can say about Jalen Hurts, he's not phased about what none of y'all got to say. None of y'all got to say. Because this man has done more than what your elite quarterbacks or top 5 quarterbacks have done in the last 3 years. Has been to the playoffs and won games in the playoffs. Okay, so yeah, they did beat 3 teams. They beat the Los Angeles Rams, they beat the Green Bay Packers, and they beat the Washington Commanders. 3 games to get to the Super Bowl and beat them convincingly. The only close game that I saw was the Rams game. That was the only close game that I saw from Jalen Hurts. But that Packers game and that Commanders game, dominated. Dominated. Offensively and defensively. People saying like, oh, Saquon Barkley. He's the reason why they won the Super Bowl. Saquon Barkley is one of the reasons, but he's not the reason. Yeah, he had 2,000 rushing yards this year. Saquon Barkley is magnificent. I'm not taking nothing away from him. But as much credit y'all want to give Saquon Barkley, you'll have to give the same credit to Jalen Hurts. Have to give the same credit to Dallas Goedert. Give the same credit to A.J. Brown. Give the same credit to Devontae Smith. Give that offense some credit. Yes, that defense is magnificent. We're not going to sit here and lie. They are. But we're not going to sit here and say that Jalen Hurts is not a top 5 quarterback when that man has done more than your top 5 quarterbacks have done in the last 3 to 4 years. So like I said before, stop the hate for Jalen Hurts. Yeah, numbers don't lie, but championships don't lie either. Yeah, you could be a 1,000 rusher as a quarterback. You could throw for 4,000 passing yards and have like 50 TDs as a quarterback. But what have you won? What championships have you won? Instead of being a NFL Madden cheat code. 'Cause that's what Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson is. They're cheat codes. But when it comes to big time plays and big time games, they don't get the job done. They just don't. Jalen Hurts got the job done on the biggest stage in the sport, and that was the Super Bowl. And he even outplayed Patrick Mahomes in the last two Super Bowls that they met. Outside of Patrick Mahomes and Joe Burrow, Jalen Hurts is that third quarterback you have to put in the elite status. Until Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson is able to do that, then I could put them in elite status. But I could give them a regular season elite because they haven't won any championships. Yeah, they might win their division, but yeah, division championships are good. But the number one goal is to win a Super Bowl. It's something Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen has never done or even attempt to be in, to compete for a Super Bowl. So people will say, oh, Josh Allen's better than him. Lamar Jackson is better than Jalen Hurts. Stop the madness. You play the game to win a championship, not just to be a stat stuffer and just go down in record setting and passing yards. Yeah, that might make you a legend, but they're going to be like, what if? Like, that's why they say about Dan Marino, what if? Imagine if he didn't win those Super Bowls. So it's what ifs right now for Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson. It's what ifs. And people can say what they want. Jalen Hurts is a top 5 quarterback in the NFL. Regular season or not, he has done what your top 5 haven't done. There's only 2 people in that top 5 that have done something. Patrick Mahomes and Joe Burrow. All the rest of these quarterbacks can kick rocks until they actually get to an NFC or an AFC championship game and actually win it. But let me know in the comments below on what y'all think about this. How do y'all feel about the hate of Jalen Hurts? Comment, like, and subscribe to the channel. It's Sports Talk with Darian, and I will see y'all in the next video. Peace.